Thank you for your time this evening, Mpho. Now, it's quite a long and in-depth statement that your organization has released. But at the core of it, you're saying that change hasn't happened fast enough under the new police commissioner. And that is at the heart of why we also haven't seen a change in the direction that the SAPS has taken in trying to get ahead of a serious surge in violent crime in South Africa. You're saying that unless the current National Police Commissioner introduces drastic structural reforms to help the SAPS move away from the current mode of what you say is fighting for survival and protecting themselves from accusations of abuse of power, corruption and maladministration, to the mode of fighting, combating, prevention and investigation of crime, which you allege is a major one. What is at the core of the issue at the SAPS that you believe is the reason why it is not improving on its performance?
Good evening. IPUSA have been calling for good leadership in policing. IPUSA has even indicated to the president previously that the then National Commissioner of Police had no capacity to lead the service. And we said we are going to see the ramifications of his appointment in 2 to 3 years' time. In March this year, the president removes the National Commissioner of Police, General Sithole, and is now replaced by General Masemola. This is not a normal appointment. I think General Masemola is aware of that. And what all of us expected to see happening, it is a speedy, approach by the current National Commissioner of Police on issues which we believe very strongly that there are the contributing factors to the police being so unable to do its work. One is the group of people the then National Commissioner of Police have left behind, whom the current National Commissioner of Police need to deal with because they are sitting at a very important strategic positions. That's one. And then two, we have seen that there is no way that those who owed an allegiance to the then National Commissioner of Police are going to work with the current National Commissioner of Police. You might have seen this weekend, the letter that General Vuma have written to the president, which is ill-disciplined. It's unacceptable and unheard of in the police that a person who reports, a member who reports to a senior officer would deviate and move away from the discipline and go and report her issues elsewhere. That is it's a serious misconduct which needs to be investigated, and that also shows that there is no good relations or irretrievable broken down relationship between the current National Commissioner of Police and General Vuma. So are many problems the South African Police Service is faced with General Masemola need to deal with.
Now, you were speaking there of a disciplinary issue, but you also say that disciplinary hearings, or the disciplinary process within the SAPS was weaponized, I think is what you call it in the statement, under the previous regime, for want of a better phrase. Can we split up the issues within the SAPS between issues that will take some time to be corrected, in terms of it being quite a toxic environment? There seems to be issues of trust. There seems to be issues around police officers, which you say are good leaders who have been put cold shoulder to and find themselves outside of the organization. Are there issues that will take time, But what are the issues that can be changed almost immediately to try and have some kind of help in terms of improving the SAPS performance? Is it about perhaps getting in police officers and police leaders who were left out in the cold and get them back into the system to try and make a more positive impact? What are some of the things that they can do immediately?
I think with those police officers who have been pushed out of the service, it will be the call by the current National Commissioner of Police to decide how does he bring them into this environment. But what we are trying to say there is that instead of that regime paying attention to operational issues which will help South Africans, against the criminals, what happened is that that regime focused on fighting those leaders whose records is so clean, whose record is so good. And I think these are part of the people whom the current regime would love to see to have within their own ranks to assist General Masemola moving forward. I don't want to speak for them. I want General Masemola to do what it is right. What are the things that he needs to do now? General needs to make sure that the current organizational design, Agreement 1 of 2020, that agreement, it says the following, that all members of the police service are no longer sitting in any position which they have been employed for until such time that they have undergone interviews for matching and placement purposes. And until that process has been finalized, those members will still be seen to be sitting outside the establishment. This is a very serious issue of concern to all of us, because members, when they wake up in the morning and go to work, they feel like as if they are no longer needed. Their services are no longer needed. Now, what he needs to do is to do what we call an audit on both human resources and material resources. You need to know who are the people who are sitting in a position which they have got the expertise for. And if they do not have those expertise, they need to be shifted to the departments where they have got the expertise. There are also people who have been transferred out of their departments. Those people are sitting outside the establishment. If tomorrow we were to wake up and say that the police have got people in excess, people with serious, what do you call this, experience, qualifications, people with PhDs are posted to go and sit at modus operandi structures that it has got nothing to do with the work that they have equipped or even better themselves for. So with the new organizational design, the National Commissioner of Police will be able to place these people back so that they are in a position to go out there and service South Africans. South Africans yearn for their services. South Africans want people who will be able to protect their lives and their properties. And currently the police service is flat on that. General Masemola needs our support. General Masemola needs the community's support, but not for long. He has to do something, and that something should happen now.
Just before I let you go, I mean, I remember there was quite a lot of fanfare and quite a bit of hope when the new police commissioner was appointed. Has some of that shine gone off his appointment already? What is the morale like of your members within the SAPS at the moment?
The members are not that yet sure, because they still want to see him, doing exactly what we are saying here. And that is why I'm saying they still want to support him. But what needs to happen is that he had to show some of us that it is not business as usual, that something needed to happen. But if he's going to natter this current situation that we have or are experiencing, they are going to let him down. He is going to fail and they will laugh at him and even include him amongst those people who had failed. That is why you see the Independent Policing of Union of South Africa calling on him, because we know his expertise, we know his capacity, that he need to wield his authority. Those who does not want to listen to him, they must be given an opportunity to leave. But those who want to support him in the cause of making sure that peoples or incidents such as the ones that we saw happening over this weekend does not happen again, that the police stations are equipped with resources, unlike now, where you see police stations are really operating below resource allocated guide. Members are less, vehicles are less, there isn't sufficient resources to look after South Africans. And they are looking at the current National Commissioner of Police to assist them so that they can assist South Africans.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time and your insight this evening. That's Mpho Kunika. He is the General Secretary for the Independent Policing Union of South Africa.